What is up, guys? I am here again with my Suzuki Swift. I just thought I should do somewhat of an update video. I know it's been a while since I've even mentioned this car at all, pretty much, since the lost footage video that I had about a month ago or so. I just thought I'd share the car with you. I do still have it. It is still here. It has been sitting, here for quite a few months since we had filmed the track session with this car. Was last November, actually. So it's been sitting here ever since. Before we had went, when you saw the car on the video, it was multiple colors, blue. It didn't have any fenders on it. It had no front end. It just barely had the hood that was tied down with a bungee cord so it wouldn't fly when we went to go test it. But since then, it does now have a solid color. It did get a Krylon bath. So as you can see, we did go with the black. It is very, very dirty. So all the fenders, the front end is on. We made this makeshift core support up here. You can see now that the radiator in the video, I talked about how I wanted to have the radiator go at an angle, and that worked out great. We were able to use this factory hose. I'm not sure what it went to, but we just went to AutoZone. We found something close, and it worked great. So it took all the stress out of it from it being so close. All the fans, everything works. Still see it is really dirty. It's got 90s dust on it. So yeah, and there she is. We do plan on taking her out again. We're not sure if we want to do a drag racing session or if we want to hit up the autocross track again at Adams. I'm probably thinking more of drag racing. I do want to see what it can do. And I want to start it up for you today so that way you can really hear it. And to help me with that is my son Russell here. Say hi. Hi. Say hi, Russell.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, so we're gonna have Russell start her up for us, but first, safety first. So we got these. We got some safety glasses for him, and we also got some earplugs that we're gonna put in his ears because this car is pretty loud. It is running straight 2 1/4 all the way back to that muffler. Oh, let me show you that muffler. I don't think I really showed it to you last time. How it turned out. It turned out really good. We had to wind up cutting this out right here because the factory muffler sits a little bit low and the cutout is really small. So we enlarged it and we were able to put the muffler mounted up a lot higher. So that turned out really good. Let's go under here. You can see all my, see all the spider webs right there. But going back to the factory hanger spots on it, can't really see too well. Okay. All right, very good. Awesome. All right, let me go ahead and have Russell get his protection on there, and we'll be back to start her up. All right, son. Okay, we got your earplugs in. We got your safety glasses on. I have just in case. I'm probably not gonna need that, but you never know. And that part right there, I'll explain that in a second. All right, son. Are you ready? Okay, now what we're going to need to do...
I already know this, Daddy. I know how to do it.
What?
I know how to do it.
You know how to do what?
Put the tire up. Put the wheel up.
Okay, and to start it too?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
All right, show me.
This is how you put the tire up.
The steering wheel? There you go, son. Ooh. You're right, you did know how to do it. Oh, she's purring. Look at that. Sounds good. Oh, gotta get the spider webs out of here. Oh, I just noticed that the map sensor vacuum hose that I'm using is starting to collapse here. I have to fix that. It sounds very clean, very, very clean. Let's go back over here to the exhaust. You look good in that car, son. It looks like a big go-kart, huh? do that again, okay, son? We're gonna do it under the hood, though. Let's hear them ITBs. Go ahead. One more time. Nice. That sounds really good. How's our oil pressure? It's good?
Good.
All right. Let's see, go ahead and give it a little bit of gas. Give it a little bit of gas. Yeah, there it goes. Very good. Okay, the temperature's good. You can see I still have not fixed the gauge, how it reads double. Right now it's showing about 2200 RPM. It's actually 1100 to 1200 RPM. Give it gas, son. See, there's no way this thing's revving out to 14,000 RPM. So that was probably about 7,000 RPM right now that we hit. So very cool. And then once again, everything is working. The fuel we're good on. The last video it was almost empty, but we did put gas in it since, so it's still fresh. It's really rattly in here because of the solid mount that we have. Go ahead and turn it off, son. Awesome, you are awesome. Thank you. Okay, let me explain that mount that I had on there earlier. Okay, originally I had this torque mount right here, plus one in the back that obviously isn't connected right now, but you can see the ears back there. Right, oh, right down here, you can see where those two little mounting points sticking out right there. So what I thought was that this thing would not make enough torque to where it would require two torque mounts. So what I wound up doing was I eliminated this front mount and I just ran with the back. And when I made the back mount, it was pretty much like this one that I have here. I pretty much had it like this. But before, you can see, it was the original tube that I had was kind of a weak hollow gauge steel tube that I used that was this thick. And during that racing session, when I would let go of the accelerator after revving up, you know, almost to red line in second gear, I actually broke it. And I thought I thought the engine was gonna. I thought the engine, something catastrophically failed on the engine, and I thought that, I'm like, oh my god, the first time it's going out, it's going bad. But then I looked in the back and I saw that this part was pretty much broken off. It's like sheared off, pulled itself apart. So now I made this new one and actually running solid steel rod this time. So we shouldn't break it now. I did underestimate this engine in this frame. So yeah, and I will be running my front one as well. I did reconstruct the side mount. Instead of running it like a factory Corolla style where the mount sideways, I just did a traditional solid mount right here. It's a urethane insert. All I did was kind of build a flat spot on the frame and then weld the little earlets to it and bolted it to my tranny. I should really have probably something that goes from here to here just to enforce it, but we were in a hurry. We did finish this car and get it ready for its maiden voyage, pretty much, or on that race day, up to the last minute. There's 3 sessions that they do run. We were planning on going to the first one, but we made it to the last one. We had to rebuild our axle at the last minute because I remembered I didn't install the snap ring inside of the CV joint, so I didn't want it to rip apart on it. Also, when we had everything all hooked up, the headlights and everything, the headlights were not working, so we had to hurry up and diagnose that, and we found that there was a wire that the previous owner had wired up, which is this green one, and it used to go to the fuse box. I never really understood what it was for, and then that was the whole reason why our headlights weren't working. But all we did was just put it to the power side right here, and then the headlights work. It has daytime running lights and everything. And then once again, we did remount all this, put the mount, the core support is bolt in, so it is actually really solid. So it's also working as our upper mount for our radiator. We did wrap the factory header, and it came out really great. Jericho's the one that wrapped it and sacrificed his hands and arms being itchy all night, but he did a really good job on that. Thanks, Jericho. So let me go up, see if we can go under here. Oh my God, it's too many spider webs. See our exhaust going all the way back there. I did make it in 3 pieces, so it does, like in the last video, like I mentioned, it does break off right at the header right there with 2 V-bands, and then it goes down to this, I guess, down pipe to this other V-band right here, and then goes down that whole mid pipe to about just right there next to the rear right wheel, and there's another V-band there, and then goes straight to the muffler. So that turned out really good too. We had no rattling issues. If you heard on our test run, the only problem that we had, and we kind of still have, is the alternator pulley. It is very close to the frame there, and then when the engine torques, it does make contact with it right there. I can probably barely get a paper right there, but when the engine's starting to rock back and forth. So what I should have did, and I didn't do, was I should have de-adjusted the alternator, because this one actually uses a dual type of tensioner. Right here, there's another tensioner here, so I can actually get a smaller belt, or possibly just de-adjust this one down, which will pull this more closer or further away from the frame, and try to adjust that and see if that gives us enough tension on the factory belt. But if not, we'd have to measure it and get a smaller belt. We also installed the lightweight modified crank pulley. It is for the 20 valve. It did have the extra set of ribs on it for the AC and the for the AC and the power steering, but we cut it off with the Sawzall and sent it all nice and just made it that single drive, which worked out pretty good. Excuse me. Got 90s dust now. And then we also, the idle air control, usually from the factory it goes to the collector box, which goes to the factory ITBs. All I did was put a little filter on the breather tube that it had right there. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I remember I made this. I made this, and then usually this hose right here would go up to the air box, but like we're running open, so, and I really didn't want it to suck in any debris or anything like that, so I just put a little filter on it. So you heard it idling. It idles great. You know, it doesn't have any problems. We were able to drive it to the racetrack, beat it up, kind of break it, and actually drive it back. So I was real happy with that. There's still a few more little bugs that I want to. Oh, that's right. That was another bug that we had too at the last minute too. Was our fan wasn't working, and I'm really not big on just hooking it up to those up to switches or letting anything like that. I wanted to run factory style with the coolant temp switch that is actually out of a Toyota Corolla. So I purchased that brand new at O'Reilly's or something, because I tested the old one and it wasn't ohming out. So that was one of our problems. Also the thermostat, finding the thermostat that matched this engine, which I thought was a Corolla, is not. It's actually a, I want to say a 2000 Toyota Celica that is too. So that worked out good too. And our fan kicks on and off at operating temperature at about 180 degrees. Fan comes on, temperature drops, fan shuts off. So perfect factory operation. So yeah, there she is. So we do, like I said, we do plan on taking her out again. I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed rather than wondering like, hey, whatever happened to that Swift? Well, here it is. It's still here, and it's pretty much all one color. Dirty color, but it's all one color.
Can I do it again?
And then, oh, you want to start it again?
Yes.
Okay.
Try to
Sure.
do it as fast.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get you in there. Go ahead and hop in. Oh, you fit pretty good in that car. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, go ahead and start her up. Start the key. Oh yeah, you gotta put your plugs in. Put your plugs in first. And just making sure you left the switch on. Yep, the switch is still on, so you're ready to fire. But you already knew that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go and start her up.
How you do?
Which one? Your earplugs aren't going in?
Yeah.
It's okay. Just twist it. Yeah, twist it and push it in. There you go. It'll open up right now. They open up by themselves. There you go. All right. Fire away. Fire away. Uh-oh, that battery's getting dead, huh? There we go. Very nice. Oh, you like the sound of it? Yeah? Dang. Very nice, son. Maybe one. All right, Speed Racer. Okay. So maybe. All right. Very good. Let's go hear that again. Okay. Very ricer, but very nice at the same time. So, very good, son. Okay. So we're going to leave you guys with that. And, yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our video. And as always, leave any comment you have below or let your hate flow. So, all right. We'll catch you again next time.